This is the story about how I lost a $1,000 gig. What's up, everybody? It's your working New York City musician, Brunel Jones II, and I'm back with just another video about, well, music in New York City. And from asking around, it seems like people enjoy some of my story time stuff. So I'm gonna do my third story time video, and I just want to talk about a time where I messed up. I fumbled the bag, bruh. Y'all gonna hate me, but I fumbled the bag. I missed out on a $1,000 gig. Now, this was a while back, and this was one of my first experiences with a $1,000 gig, and so I was real stoked when I got the call, because I was like, man, I think I had to perform only 2 hours, maybe 2.5 at the most, for $1,000. That seems like a deal to me. You know, I ain't got no problem with that. When I tell you, soon as I got the text message, I responded that same second. I was thirsty for the money, you know what I'm saying? Now, let me preface this. I work in the private event, corporate event, wedding event industry. Obviously, that's not all I do. If y'all seen my YouTube, I also play a lot of live performances with different bands in New York City. I've played at the Blue Note, I play at Smalls all the time, travel for all that. You know, I pretty much do everything that a musician does. But I'd say the bulk of my work is a lot of the private event stuff. And I don't talk about that a lot because truthfully, I'm trying to break out as an artist. But those jobs are funding my artistry, you know? All those high-paying joints could accumulate to be used for all my expenses as an artist. And I've already spent a good amount of money recently on my debut album, which you should check out. It just came out. Links are in the description below. Anyways, in that industry, specifically in New York and the surrounding areas, there is a huge market for it, and these gigs pay a lot. If you're playing wedding gigs, if you're playing a gig, like I did a gig for Pfizer, their Christmas party gig, right? If you do those type of gigs for big companies, a lot of times you're working with an agency. Some people call it an agency. I call it an entertainment company. And those entertainment company agencies, those have multiple bands that they send out to these different events. And those agencies, they charge a pretty high premium, whatnot. Then they pay their workers. Oftentimes, the weddings that we play, these people spend like 6 figures on their weddings. Some of them may be high 5 figures, but these are high profile events. So they all pay well. So I'm not gonna exactly tell y'all how much I make in my gigs, because I don't really like sharing information about money. But just know those gigs do pay pretty well. At the time, this was, like I said, a while back. At the time, I haven't really had that many $1,000 gigs, and I think that might have been my second one. So let's get to the story time. And it's really not that long of a story, to be honest. What happened was, one of the companies I work with, they texted me about doing a gig in DC. It's saxophone, which if y'all don't know me already, I play saxophone, plus DJ, which is a very common thing in this industry. I was gonna play a late night set. I think it might have been an after party or something. But I was gonna play just about 2 hours, maybe 2.5. They were also gonna cover the transportation, and they were gonna cover the hotel, which is also standard practice. Like, if you're doing these gigs and you're out of town, you know, this one was in DC, and they don't cover your transportation and your hotel, don't do it, because you're operating at a loss. I mean, it makes no sense. But yeah, they cover all that stuff. So I'm not really spending any money. Plus, you know, they cover the food and everything. So it's really like I'm making the most that I can at this gig. Get the text. I say yes, right? Now hold that thought, all right? So as the event comes up, I'm getting other calls for gigs on that same day. And I'm like, sorry, can't do it. I'm about to make $1,000. You know what I mean? And the main wedding band that I play with, who I'm very loyal to, I turned them down. You know, I said, I'm doing this event. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? Trying to get this money. You feel me? Well, you know, after turning down all these offers, the date is approaching. It's time to get ready, start packing for DC. You know what I mean? I'm going to go to DC, enjoy it. gonna play only for a little bit amount of time, and I have the rest of the time to just see what DC has to offer. Little old organized me, or I should say unorganized me, because I should have asked for this a long time ago. Coming up very close to the gig, decides, you know what? I'm gonna text this person and ask for the details. And so I text the lady and I say, hey, can I get more details about this wonderful, great paying DC gig? And she says, okay, let me get back to you. And I'm like, ooh, I can't wait to get the details so I can see what free time I have so I can party in DC. Well, she sends me the text back and she says, I'm not finding you on the schedule. I'm like, huh? How could this be? You just texted me. And she said, I'll get to you tomorrow. I got to go to my desk, basically, right? She has to go to their desk because they have an office. So she gets to their desk, they said, and then, I'm waiting patiently the next day. I'm not thinking anything is wrong. And she's talking about, yeah, you're not on the gig. Check out how the crowd responds to my band playing this. Yeah, that's how we do. I'm gonna cut to the chase. I just released an album, and to celebrate, I'll be hosting a party, and you're invited. Come party with me on August 2nd at Heaven Can Wait as we celebrate the release of my debut album, Typewriter. It will be me and my band along with the singer who helped make this album what it is, Jasmine James. And when I say party, I mean party. I'll be partnering with party host Practically Dazed in order to make this an experience that you'll never forget. Because look, once my band is finished playing, it's not over yet. We got the DJ Gavin Chops keeping the party going after my band finishes. Tickets are on sale now. Wait 1 second. This is for my YouTube fans only. Because you are subscribed to my YouTube channel and you're my loyal fans, I'm giving you $10 off the ticket purchase for this album release party. The reason why? I've noticed while doing this YouTube thing, YouTube fans are more real and more likely to show up to my shows and support my music. So to thank you, I'm giving you $10 off. All you have to do is use this code, YADIG. So go to the ticket link, use YADIG, and the tickets will be $15 for you instead of $25. What? I'm not on the gig? What do you mean I'm not on the gig? I texted you fast as a mother, bro. I had texted you back real fast saying that I could do it. And she said, no, you're not on the gig. You said you couldn't do it, so we called somebody else. And I was like, oh no, I'm finna get the receipts. Y'all are not about to take away my $1,000, bro. I need to pay New York rent. Give me that. I went back in the text. This is where I get to the part to where I say, remember that I said yes in my response? She texted me and she said, are you booked for this date? And then she followed it with the details. And I said yes. In the details, it said $1,000. I saw $1,000 and I locked in and I said, yep. As in, yep, I'm available. I answered her question in a way that it looks like it said, yes, I'm booked. Can't believe it, bro. I really told her I was booked when I meant to say, yes, I'm available. Actually, because of that, I've learned my lesson. And every time somebody asks me to do something, I can do it. I now say, yes, I'm available. I never say just yes. I say, yes, I'm available. Just in case somebody texts me like that again. I basically said, yes, I'm booked. I'm a failure, bro. I was trying to plead to her. I was like, no, you don't understand. I meant, yes, I could do it. And she said, nah, I'm sorry. I can't just take the dude off the gig. And I'm like, I respect that. Like, if I got that gig and somebody, that happened to somebody else and they basically ripped me off the gig, I would have felt some type of way about it. So back to the wedding band I normally work with. Luckily, like I said, I'm loyal to them. I play with them all the time. I'm actually about to play with them today. I need to leave in like 20 minutes and I'm filming this right quick. But I called the wedding band that I normally play with and I'm like, hey, so this happened. I messed up my gig. Do you still have that date open? Do you still need a saxophone? And the lady who runs the band was like, yes. And I said, thank you. I need something. I need to recoup this loss because it was in my calendar so long and it was coming up that at that point it's a loss for me. You know what I mean? Even though I didn't play the gig yet, I look at the money I'm making in the month from these gigs and I, calculate my expenses, all that stuff. That was a loss. So yeah, that's how I lost a $1,000 gig. Like I said, I'm not going to get into how much money I make at gigs. I don't like explaining that, but all I'm going to say is nowadays I am fortunate enough for those type of gigs to be a lot more common. And so it's not as super crazy, exhilarating, exciting for me anymore. But I do regret that day, but I learned a valuable lesson, and that's read the text and read the information thoroughly. Just letting you know, to my YouTube fans and subscribers, I just released an album, and ooh, is this a vinyl? Yes, this is a vinyl. For the people who have ordered the vinyls, they are shipping out like now. You can still order vinyls in the link in the description below. If you haven't heard my album, take a listen. It's on all streaming platforms. If you want to actually support me as an artist, you can buy it on bandcamp.com. Because bandcamp.com actually pays musicians. If you buy my album, I actually get the money. So that's why I push Bandcamp, because streaming, you don't get paid that much. But yeah, vinyls. My first ever vinyl. And look at the back. Isn't that cool? The little handwriting font. Yes, yes, yes. That's me on the typewriter. You know what I'm saying? Album's so good. Thank you for watching. And don't mess up like me. I'm out. Peace.